Okay, caller, you need to unmute you, caller. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you guys hear me okay?
Perfectly.
Gotcha, man. What do you got?
Nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm blown away. I wasn't expecting to speak with Al, you guys, and Al today. This is crazy, man. Al, how are you doing, man? You're like my favorite fighter. Look, man, this is incredible. Look, let's go ahead and get down to business here. What are your true thoughts on Charles Oliveira? How good do you really think he is, man, when you knocked out Michael Chandler like that? I mean, is this guy all hyper? I mean, what's going on, man? What's your thoughts?
Oh, he's freaking. I like the energy you're bringing here. This is all right. Charles Oliveira
Thank
has
you, buddy.
turned the corner in his career. I think he's in previous fights. He seemed to kind of wilt. If he didn't get the submission quick, he would go out there and he'd go crazy for a round and he'd try to submit the guy. And if he didn't get the submission, you would see him kind of wilt. Definitely in the Paul Felder fight, he had Felder in a deep arm triangle or a darce, and Felder he fought through it, and then it looked like Oliveira just kind of gave up. He kind of just, uh, you know, he wilted, and I didn't see that in this Chandler fight. Tough first round.
Well,
Um,
speaking of what's his name, Paul Felder, has anybody ever sat down with the guy and said, "Look, man, stop with the spinning back fist, dude. What are you doing? You already broke your arm. You're not going to win any more fights like that. You got a lucky spinning back fist on one. Didn't you knock a guy out like that? And he's been doing it every fight since. I mean, I know he's retired now, but
yeah, he had a big spinning back fist knockout, knocked out Danny
he
Castillo.
goes to the well too much with it. He goes to the well too much with it. He's always trying to do it. Now, let me give you my fierce opinion here. Now, on Jorge Masvidal. Now, I heard him on the MMA Hour talking about this guy here, Jorge Masvidal. Ever since he knocked out Ben Askren with that flying knee, that was amazing. After that, his fights have been pretty boring, honestly. I mean, what do you feel about that?
About Masvidal, you're saying?
Yeah, Masvidal. Yes.
Uh,
He got Ben Askren at the lucky knee, right? And I mean, his fights. I mean, his record sucks.
Well, he's definitely hanging in there with the toughest guys. I mean, his fight with Cowboy was sick.
Not to cut you off with Colby Covington. Why is all there hate? Why is so much hate with Colby Covington? I mean, I love this guy. He's Chael sat this guy down a while ago and talked to him and said, "Look, this is a business. This is how it needs to be. You need a character. You need to do this." Chael gives really good advice. When he told him what to do. And let me tell you something, man. Covington's killing it. Covington's like one of the best fighters right now, and he doesn't get the credit that he deserves. Don't you feel that that's the case?
I think he's well. There's two different ways to think about it. He definitely was not getting the credit that he deserved before this whole shtick. I mean, he was winning fights. He was doing good, but no one really knew who he was. Then here he comes out of nowhere with this whole, Donald Trump shtick, and he's talking on the mic. He kind of not, he's not. Definitely not as quick witted as Chael Sonnen, and he's not there, but he's pissing people off and he's getting people to notice him. And if you can't make everyone love you, you might as well make everyone hate you. Because if they don't care about you in the UFC, that's not a good thing. So he's making people care, and I think that's what he needed to do.
I appreciate y'all giving me the time. Look, Al, this is serious. Enough with the fights. Look, man, the next attack that they're going to do, they're going to shut the lights out. Look, man, your thoughts real quick on 9/11. You don't believe that there were terrorists in those planes, do you? Like, that flew into the building and knocked the planes down? That was us. That I hate to say us, but that was us that did that, our own people that did that. That was a pure demolition, the way those buildings fell. I believe it was directed energy weapons. That's what I believe, and I'm not some crazy conspiracy theorist, I'm a truther. But the next thing that's going to happen is they're going to shut the lights out and they're going to blame it on climate change is what they're going. That's their big thing right now. Climate change, this and that. They're actually manufacturing the weather right now. It's called geoengineering. You can look it up. They do it all the time. They've been doing it since the 70s in Vietnam. They're geoengineering right now with all this weather all around China and all these areas, and they're blaming it on global warming. It's BS. What are your thoughts on global warming, Al? You don't believe in all this crap, do you?
Wow. We just went down. Now we're going into conspiracy theories. And all right. So now, why don't you think? Who do you think was behind 9/11 if it wasn't the terrorists?
Yeah, the people running. I can tell you right now. I mean, I've studied this stuff for years. Look, I mean, the people running this. Look, I mean, how come people can't see and look at that and say, "Wow, a plane could do that to a building"? Do you know, guys? Look, just go on YouTube and look at the way the construction of the Twin Towers was built. Look at that steel, 4-inch thick steel with 4-inch thick steel. Okay, with 6-foot concrete trellises between each, or 4 feet of concrete trellis between each story. There's no way an aluminum plane is going to go in there and fuel is going to come down and bring those towers down like that. That's not going to happen. It doesn't happen like that, And look, they're deceiving us, is what they're doing. We're being lied to, okay? And if people look at that and say, well, these guys with box cutters, I mean, look, they found the passport in the ashes. That was the only thing that survived. A passport, right? And the engine that flew out, remember that engine that hit the building, hit the North Tower, and the plane, the engine flew out and went down, and you remember that engine that flew out, supposedly one of the planes, they found the engine, it was in like a store downtown or whatever, one of the plane engines. That engine doesn't even match up to the 747 that they said it was. It's a different engine. You can look at it. It was a different engine. Look, there's so much going on. I don't want to get down into these rabbit holes.
We're down into it now.
They're going to turn the lights out, and there's a lot of people that spread a lot of disinformation. Jim Fetzer, a lot of people like that spread a lot of disinformation. Now, if you want to know the truth, you've got to listen to Russian Bits. It's RV Truth on YouTube TV. He spits the truth, and he tells you how what's going on. The world is a stage, okay? And the world is a stage, and all this shit is planned out, and everything's planned out. I know it sounds crazy, guys. I know it sounds like, this guy's a nut. He's a conspiracy. No, dude, I'm a truther. I see truth. You see all these fake shootings and stuff, going to school shootings. These are fake, dude. These actors on TV.
Oh, come on. Yeah, there's definitely some school shootings. Let's not call them all. I don't think. What are they going to shoot up a school for if it's not a crazy kid that has having a real bad time at it?
I just want to say this. I know I don't have much more time, but look, I want you, Al, I want you to look up RV Truth. I want you to look that up on YouTube, and this guy tells it how it is. He will break everything down. It shows how these the world's a stage. He breaks everything down. Real quick, guys, I want to say the Earth is flat. Okay, there is no curve. There's no photographs. No, this is True Smoker. But what I'd like to say is, no, Eddie Bravo doesn't know stuff. Crap. I'm sorry, I don't want to curse. He just repeats what he hears and stuff. He doesn't know. The Earth is flat. Okay, that's true because there's no pictures of Earth from space. None. If you still believe in the moon landings, you've got a big problem. You have a big problem if you still think that they went to the moon and they were up there bouncing around, and what they were doing in the moon. Do y'all guys remember real quick specifically?
What about Bezos? Did Bezos go to space?
No, absolutely. There's no such thing as space, guys. Look, this is the thing. Do you remember when Nixon? Listen, hold on? I know it sounds crazy. Do you never remember when Nixon called? They went on the moon, right? They were on the moon. Nixon called from the White House and said, "Way to go, guys! You did it. You're on the moon." I mean, nobody talks about this. What, they were on a landline and they were talking to him on the fucking moon? Give me a break. Nobody talks about it.
True Smoker. Where are you from?
I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Did you? You're one of the more interesting guests we've ever had on this show.
For sure.
Have you?
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. All right.
Talk about your life. Where did you grow up? Did you grow up? What kind of neighborhood did you grow up?
I grew up in. I grew up, and I grew up in New Orleans, but it's not important. I'm not important. I want to spread the truth, and I want to talk about the lies being told. There's a lot of lies being told, guys. A lot of lies, and we need to wake up to this, and we need to call for an uprising. We need to actually make stands. What we do, but everybody's brainwashed. Honestly, I don't want to sound mean, or whatever, but the people are brainwashed. I mean, if people think that they went to the moon, honestly, guys, okay, they say space. Let's break this down real quick. Okay, let's break this down. They say space. Okay, it's less resistance, right? Well, do you know why they're all okay? Look up bubbles in space. Why do when they're going on these spacewalks, you see all these bubbles? Look that up on YouTube. Bubbles in space. You'll say, why are I seeing these bubbles on these spacewalks? That's because they're filming these spacewalks in an underwater pool. Is what they're doing. That's how they train at NASA. Now, let me tell you something, guys. If you caught NASA lying to you, let me ask you something. If you caught NASA lying and we didn't go to the moon and they all lied about it, would you believe NASA now? Would you believe NASA right now? You know what I'm saying? Would you believe?
Hold on. You got to slow down for me. English is my first language, but I still speak it very slow.
I got you.
What was the question?
Oh, I'm sorry. The question was, if NASA lied to you, okay, if you knew NASA lied to you, would you keep believing them? NASA,
why did they lie to me?
You know what NASA? Why did they lie? Do you know what NASA means in Hebrew? It means to deceive. Do you see that little thing on the emblem? That's a snake tongue. Okay, and let me tell you something. NASA is nothing but a bunch of deceivers. You don't look on YouTube and look at they're in the ISS on harnesses, man. They're wearing harnesses on the ISS, and people just blow this stuff off because they think, oh, well, no, it's BS or whatever. But they have these people. They're using a technology. They're using a program called Chroma 2. They also use it for video games and stuff like that. They use that as well as the type of technology is what they're using. But
what should we do? What should I do right now? I feel like I need to do something because now I feel like I've been lied to. NASA's lying to me. The Earth's freaking flat. What the fuck? What should I do?
What you need to do when you win your next fight, the next mofo you knock out, because the next guy you fight, you're gonna knock him out. When you get the mic and you say, you tell him the Earth is flat. You be honest with him, my man.
I'm gonna go. The Earth is flat. You don't think people are gonna? You don't think people? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna. All right.
Tell him to look Russian vids up on YouTube. This guy needs exposure, man, and he's telling the truth. Okay, he's telling the truth. So, RB Truth on YouTube television, YouTube TV. YouTube. We're on it now. This is amazing, guys. I'm so happy y'all give me the time to do this.
I'm happy too.
Event? Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm learning so much. The freaking Earth is flat, dude. But okay, so I was in a plane.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
I was in a plane, and you see the curvature of the Earth. What is?
Thank you so much. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that, Al. Now, Al, you are mistaken. Now, let me ask you something, Al. When you were in that plane, first off, two things. What they say is, in a plane, you're not even high enough to see the curve. Now, what I want to say, Al, what are you looking out of when you're on that plane? You're looking out of
window.
The window, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a window.
Guess what? That window is curved. Yeah, it's curved, correct? It's a curved window. It's a fish. It's basically like a fisheye lens. It's the same thing that the fisheye lens is.
Wow, so they're doing that on purpose in the airplanes.
We lost him. He hung up. This is incredible. I don't know if he hung up or he got disconnected, but it wasn't me. Oh, he's calling back. All right, hang on. You there?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I had my. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think Big Brother was trying to shut you up. Right there is what happened.
Yeah, I thought freaking bait. I thought someone was doing a hit on you. They were knocking you out.
I mean,
okay. Well, now Al, you asked about the curve. You didn't see that curve, now, my man. God, that you're looking out of a curved window is what you're looking out of. Honestly, there is no curve. It's never been documented. Do you know that railroads? They go for hundreds of miles, but they don't take into consideration of the curve of the Earth. Nothing does. How come the curve of the Earth is not in the textbooks? It's not in the curriculum that they're teaching kids in school. The Earth curvature calculator, whatever, because it's BS. It's BS.
Well, they're not teaching a lot of shit in school that they should be. I'm not going by school. You know what I mean? But yeah, Burke's MMA is saying that we need Iaquinta Airlines. We're going to do Iaquinta Airlines. They're going to have flat glass on the plane so that no one gets confused and thinks that the Earth is round. So the moon, right? The moon. I'm learning so much. The moon, the gravity. I was told that the moon it revolves around the Earth on the axis, right? So what I see it at night, but not during the day. Then the light and the dark. What the fuck is going on? Everything's a lie.
Now, at the moon is reflecting the sun's light. Well, how come the moonlight is colder than the regular air around it? Moonlight is colder than the air around it. Okay, moonlight puts off its own light, not being reflected by the sun. The moon isn't anything that you can land on. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's not like a thing. You know, they call them luminaries and stuff in the Bible. You know, and the thing is, how come when you go outside sometimes at 11 o'clock and you can still see the moon and it's 11 o'clock? How does that even the ball Earth model even work if that happens? I've seen the moon out at 11 o'clock in the day. How is that possible on the ball?
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, but it's not glowing at the 11 o'clock during the day, right? It's just like.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It should be on the other side. It should be on the. Yeah, it's a bunch of BS. I mean, it's the whole.
Well,
thing.
no, it could be on the same side. That's how the solar eclipse is when the moon blocks out the sun. You know, it's going on its axis, but then at night the sun is over there. And the Earth is here, and the moon is over here on the other side. So that's why we see just it makes perfect sense to me. The sun is here, the Earth is here, and the moon is here. The sun is lighting it. The light is shining as the sun shines to us during the day. It's daylight on the moon, but it's nighttime here because, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And, you know, we don't want to get into schematics and all that stuff or semantics or whatever, but it is true. You know, I wanted to tell you that there is no curve. It has never been measured. There's nothing that takes into nothing. Do you know airplanes?
Is the moon round or is that a flat disc?
No. The moon is. I mean, the moon is a. I'm not sure exactly. I don't have all the answers, but the moon is not nothing you can land on like they're telling us. Oh, yeah, we landed on the moon and all this BS. That's a bunch of BS. It really is. It really is. And you know, don't believe the news. Obviously, you know, because they're lying.
Well, no, I mean the news. The news isn't. You know what I mean? I think honestly, if. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I never learned anything in my life, like if I was just like, I wonder if dogs think the earth is round or if the dogs think the earth is flat.
You know, the thing, it's crazy how so many people, you know, they'll look at somebody that you know, that's a flat earther like myself and they say that that's so crazy, you know, because people have been indoctrinated to say, oh, this guy's a conspiracy theorist. He's nuts. You know, he's crazy or whatever. The media has came up with that term conspiracy theorist. We're not conspiracy theorists. You know, these guys, y'all must be coincidence theorists then. You know what I mean? Honestly, because look, you know, what I'm speaking is true. The earth is flat. Be careful, guys. What I'm doing is there's an Illuminati card game thing that came out in 95 and it predicts all this shit. 9/11, it predicted that all this thing that shows it's like the Illuminati New World Order. And I know you think this is just funny or whatever, a bunch of crap, but they tell us what they're going to do before they do it. It's called predictive programming. Have you ever heard that people say, oh, the Simpsons, they're telling the future because they predicted things that happened? No, these things are already laid out. So that's why they said the world's a stage. These things are laid out, you know. There was a book back in like the 50s saying that there was going to be a guy named Elon that was going to colonize Mars and all this stuff, and then there happens to be this guy Elon that said, you know, it's examples like that, you know, that these things are fake. Everything's laid out and told to us, and people take it as a joke and don't see it. You know, the number 33. Okay, people want to say that that's just a number. It's a coincidence. Let me say that's a very Masonic number.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole numbers thing, that's kind of, I don't know. The freaking, the most toxic thing, the guys that you got a girlfriend, you go, oh, 11/11. You think they're freaking like, there's some, oh, it's a sign. This is the one. It's like, it's freaking, just happy. You know, you think of something, you think of a number, and then it, you know, like appears. You see it more because you're thinking about it. You know, it's kind of like, it's
how much of a JJ do you really get, bro? I want to know, man. You're a UFC fighter, bro. You're living in New York. You're buddies with Chris Wyman and Stephen Wonderboard Thompson, all these guys. I mean, seriously. I mean, how much
what?
How much vagina are you getting, my man? Serious. How much vagina are you getting, dude? I mean, you're like you're a badass.
I respect women. I respect women. I respect a lot of women.
You gotta go out sometime and bang a bunch of bitches, dude. I'd love to be banging a chick right next to my buddy Al. You know what I mean? Now,
bro, I think I'd be scared. I don't know.
Life goal.
I'd be scared. I'd be scared. I'm kind of hoping that never happens.
Well, but how about this? You can bang her and I'll just watch. How's that?
That's definitely not happening. That's definitely not happening.
Now, can I just say, this is when you first started the show, this guy is everything that you wanted to have on.
Yeah. You know, we didn't know where this day was going to go. We usually we have a guest on the show, and today we did it without the guest. And we found our guest, True Smoker. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, thank you, guys. Yep. Thank you for the time. And I want to say, Mike Swick, you're badass. Mike Swick, you're a bad mofo. I love you, Mike Swick. You're bad, dude. And Al, you are the man. I love you. Thank you for your time, gentlemen.
All right.
Thank you.
True Smoker, ladies and gentlemen. That was True Smoker. That was one of the most interesting. Is it a conversation or was that a lecture I got?
Shock. I don't know.